And welcome, everyone. We're back for episode 5 of our Mechwarrior Destiny campaign. It feels so good to be doing this weekly now. I can remember what happened last time. Thank you so much to everyone joining us in the chat. Please let us know if there's any issues with the sound. So far, I have not seen any gremlins yet, and I'm wondering where they're lurking, ready to jump out at us. But, it feels good to be here. How are you all doing today?
Doing good.
I'm joined by Ava Rogers, who's playing Finn, our light mech pilot, and the team's techie. And also Cade playing John Texas Crow, our country western Phoenix Hawk pilot.
Howdy.
And of course Trav Firelander playing our super serious, experienced battle mech pilot. There's a word for that, right? Oh yeah, Mechwarrior. Hey, Paul.
He's a Mechwarrior that has destiny.
Yeah, Ian Warden coming here, bringing the destiny. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be back with y'all. We had things ended a bit of a cliffhanger last time, so why don't we do a little bit of a recap and we'll jump right into the action, I think, once we set the stage. I'll start. You had managed to take a base, kick the pirates out, and essentially free Medgar's Folly from the influence of the evil Baron who controls this planet, if only for a while. And after a short amount of time, maybe a day or two, we were kind of non-specific, but not very long after you managed to get your mechs repaired and worked up, there's a counterattack. And it's a couple of light mechs, a commando and a Valkyrie. And they're assisted by a pair of really, really quick patrol vehicles that each can carry a large number of infantry, like a whole platoon each. So why don't you go ahead and tell us how you dealt with that? Who wants to take the lead on the rest of the recap here?
Well, we rolled really low. And there was a lot of shooting that went on, a lot of missiles being fired back and forth, some interesting things going on. We had Finn chase down the two pack rats and finally harassed one into oblivion. The other one took off and is taken off into our base that's controlled by the AI. Meanwhile, back at the main event fight, we finally, the Phoenix Hawk and the Marauder teamed up, and we wore down the commando and took that out. And then the Valkyrie surrendered after 30-ton mech surrendered. And just when we thought things were going well, we look up in the distance and looks like the cavalry has arrived for the other team.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up. Sounds good. So before we dive into the rest of the action, let's go ahead with Palmer's super chat, $2 super chat. Thank you, Palmer, for that.
Thank you, Palmer.
Super chat just says clang, 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 clang.
Stompy robots.
And
Stompy robots.
Yeah, it's something else about this stream is this is a charity stream. We're attempting to raise money and awareness for the charity World Builders. So please consider heading on over there, worldbuilders.org, see what they're all about. They do a lot of really good things for people around the world, and they're a very worthwhile charity to draw attention to. So consider making a donation there, but also any of the money that we raise through the super chats after YouTube takes its cut is going to be passed along in a big old batch to World Builders at the end of the stream, and we'll announce what that final total is. So please feel free to do the super chats where you throw money at the stream and it makes your the thing you say stay up longer in the chat for everybody. So that's always fun, but you can also know that money will be doing some good.
Clang, clang, clang.
With that, let's go ahead and cut to the action here. Which one of you wants to start? We'll sort of put the focus on you in the cockpit and kind of set the scene with a check-in about what's going on and decide your next move. You have a moment where you're not immediately under fire. So
I can see the status of the other two mechs as part of my command net, right?
yes.
We've got that shared. All right. How's the Phoenix Hawk looking out here?
Well, I'm looking 5x5 right now. I don't think I took a hit.
Yeah, the Marauder tanked a few there, so I'm down a few shots for sure. So let's see how
the
this
comms
goes.
are now working again, right?
Yes, they
figured
are.
that
Yeah.
out. Okay.
You got that.
I thought I remembered that from late in the game last week.
Yeah, that happened pretty much right at the end.
Finn,
Yeah.
it's good to hear you again.
Yeah. Sit rep.
Yeah. Commando and Valkyrie are down. Commando's down. Valkyrie surrendered. Which reminds me, I'm now pointing my PPC right at the head of that Valkyrie and kind of motioning for him to exit the vehicle.
You can tell in your sensors that the mech is already shut down and starting to cool, and he cracks open the cockpit, kind of puts his arms out, and doesn't seem like he's trying anything funny under the circumstances. Even if you turn your back on him, even if you did that, he would take him a while to get the mech back up and running.
Yeah. Okay. How are we on the tanks? Or the APCs?
One down. And we're going to have shit stains to clean out of the base again.
There's a little crackle over the comms, and a somewhat familiar inhuman voice comes over your speakers. Excuse me, there are some individuals who have arrived at the base and have gained entry.
Consider them unfriendly.
Understood.
Yeah, I think at this point it's a good idea to drop a plot point and narrate a bit of a flashback for that time we were spending in the base the last day or two, including investigating with the AI's help and hopefully also Finn's the geothermal tap that the AI had mentioned is available but offline. So
okay, so kind of cut to, you go to check out the geothermal tap, and it is just a mess. There's a lot of gear here, but there was some sort of eruption of lava or magma that has like bubbled up and caused something to jut out, and like things have stuck out, like parts of the ground have flowed over some of the machinery, other parts have been perforated. You don't know if it's possible to get the equipment up and running. It does look like it's pretty durable tech, and there's a lot of spare parts around, as well as some pretty advanced machining equipment. But it's definitely not the sort of thing you're going to get up and running super quick and easy. But that said, you might be able to make some partial success over time. There are also a number of different sort of batteries and capacitor systems with the base power, as well as some fusion reactors as well. There's the smallest of the fusion reactors is what's functioning now, and what the base is basically getting all of its power from. It's effectively unlimited power, but as far as a base of this size, kind of a trickle's worth.
So, what do you think, engineer? Think we can get some of these candles lit until we can get the tap running again?
I might be able to MacGyver something. It'll be better than nothing, probably.
I've heard more than one tech make that reference. Is that like an in jargon, MacGyver it? Is that...
really old reference.
Well, this is really old tech, so that might be exactly what you want. I mean, hey, AI, what do we call you? I hate calling you AI over and over again. It seems rude.
I have a designation, but I don't think you would prefer that.
Okay.
What would you like to call me?
What is your designation, just out of curiosity?
It spits out a alphanumeric code about 18 digits long.
Right. Okay, nickname it is.
Yep.
Charlie.
Charlie. Okay.
Charlie registered.
So, all right. Let's call it low power mode. Hey, Charlie, do you think if you're just on voice, you can help Finn get some of these fusion bottles up and running again so you can have a little more juice to play with?
I can provide some assistance.
We can provide the handiwork, but I think this is a priority.
I am able to assist with quite a few matters of maintenance and repairs, as well as salvage, but I seem incapable of discerning any priorities. There is just too much that needs to be done, and overlapping layers of requirements, prerequisites for certain things, and
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Well, I'm gonna hazard a guess that power is needed for a lot of those, so let's focus on this for right now. Just what? This is gonna be a pain in my ass.
I know. More systems, more power we can get online, the more maybe we can find some automation to help get the geothermal tap running. And once we've got that, we've got power to spare. We've got power to spare the entire city.
all right, I've compiled a report on repairs needed for various power systems as I've been able to ascertain them to your data pads. There's a little beep, and you look. This document is over 1,000 pages long. It seems to be very dense as well as you start to scroll through it.
Very detailed.
I
Very
really
thorough, thank
need
you.
to make a hyperpulse message get out.
All right, so I'm going to cut to the game mechanics side of things. What is it you're attempting to accomplish with a successful narration?
I want to restore some power, specifically enough power that Charlie could restore some of the anti-personnel security systems back online.
Okay. So getting the geothermal tap up and running, that's well, let's be optimistic and say it's a long-term project.
Yep.
Yeah.
As far as getting a more short-term power up and running, you can either attempt to get one of the disabled fusion generators repaired and up and running. Some of them might just be turned off for all you know, or you might try to see about checking on the condition of some of the capacitors, basically huge battery systems that might be fried or might be repairable, or might just need to be hooked up properly.
I'm thinking the fusion reactors, and then the capacitors can be a secondary goal, because if they're fried, they're not going to do us any good in the short term. If they're good, we can make that a medium-term thing. But a fusion reactor running gets us power right now.
Okay, so who's doing the fusion reactor role? What sort of skill?
I think that'll be me.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a tech role makes the most sense for this.
Yeah.
We've got Charlie assisting, right?
I can sing to it.
So yeah, Charlie seems to appreciate your music, or at least doesn't tell you to stop.
All right.
That's,
For
My tech
that's
roll.
a good measure for that. Yeah, and assists you with a lot of information about things. It's easier to diagnose stuff when you say, I wonder what's wrong with this. This is what's wrong with that. Oh, that makes it a little faster and easier. But as you go, there's a couple of drones that are deployed to help with things. One of them is a little bit bigger. It's kind of like a low, heavy truck thing with this sort of arm that kind of comes out and has various different attachments, including a somewhat creepy-looking, almost realistic hand.
Ooh, articulated hands, so creepy. And then she looks down at like her one metal hand. She's like, okay, fair enough.
And,
Creepy or awesome is the question.
and
This is Lost Tech.
the other
You're
drone is
getting into Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, the other drone is about the size of a small dog, but it's got sort of a roughly smooth egg shape, and then it's got these little not sure exactly how many potential deployable limbs. You've seen as few as 4 and as many as 8, depending on the situation, that come out of these hatches that don't even appear to have seams until they open. And it kind of moves along on those, traversing the walls and ceiling just as easily as the floor. It kind of pops out little attachments for like welding things or holding something in place while you operate a screwdriver or whatever.
You guys are going to make my job a lot easier, despite the fact that I think I'm still going to be worked to the bone just to get this place back up and running. And I want to take you home with me. She points to the little one. Okay, tech roll. 2d6 plus 7 plus 1 from that. Okay.
Yeah, normally this would be a really difficult roll, but so 4 dice against you, but I'm going to make it only 3 dice against you because you have the help of the AI.
Yay. I got 15. I got a 15 total.
All right, I got 2 3s and a 4, so that's what, 10? So, yeah, it takes you some time, but you manage to actually make a few patches and swap out some important components so the thing doesn't blow up when you turn it on. Find some fuel for it that'll help for the startup, and actually run it through a several hour long leisurely startup routine. And you have a second fusion reactor online, which provides the base with twice as much power as it had before, which is still not much overall considering the scope of the base, but should certainly be enough to easily power a number of different anti-personnel defenses, like those of the laser turrets.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right, we'll cut back to the present as you've been communicating over comms, making the damage reports, the incoming blips. You're starting to get a little bit more information from the sensor data. Again, they're all showing as fairly heavy. It's able to resolve that 2 of them are mechs, somewhere in the neighborhood of 55 to 65 tons each. And then there is also a very heavy ground vehicle in excess of 75 tons.
Ooh,
so
crap.
3 of them, and they're incoming. They're kind of at the far edge of things. They appear to be moving slower than like movement speed of 1. It seems to be about the rate that they're setting. So they're not moving terribly fast. You think the mechs can probably move faster, but that vehicle being that slow, starting to cross-reference some things. Why don't you give me a let's call it a tactics plus intelligence roll.
All right.
All of us, or just
Just him.
okay?
I think he's our tactics guy anyway.
Hit an 11.
Yeah, that's enough. Based on the formation they're kind of moving and the way that the weight of this thing and the speed that it's at, you can't be 100% certain, but you're pretty sure that's a Demolisher heavy tank.
Yeah.
A Demolisher heavy tank is an 80-ton assault class tank with lots of armor, very slow, runs on tank treads, so can't go everywhere a mech can go. But its turret sports not 1, but 2 of the biggest guns that are strapped onto mobile combat systems, and those are AC-20s. Any one of those shots from one of those guns in the right place could destroy any mech.
Yeah. That's
Well then.
And it has 2. The only drawback to that is it's not very accurate at medium range, and it can't even hope to shoot you at long range because those gigantic depleted uranium slugs the gravity pulls them down pretty fast.
Okay.
And it looks like they're in process of heading the way. They've just moved into the edge of long range. Currently, you're actually obscured from view from them by, if you remember last time, you kind of cornered the Valkyrie in a ravine type area with some hills or rocks around there. At least that's how I pictured it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna kind of jump into initiative here. Also, Ava, you've taken out this other tank, but you can kind of look over and pick up the other one just on the far edge of your sensors. That's even outside of what would be normally long range. Is your base, and you saw the little pack rat blip had pulled up to there. So it's up to you whether you want to head to the base and help deal with that, or maybe your Mechwarrior companions could use an extra an extra mech in the fight up there.
All right, Charlie, you got a handle on the invaders?
What? No, I don't have any handles for them. Deploying anti-personnel security systems. However, they are limited to deeper within the base, and they have not. And so far, they're only in the initial hangar bay. Or garage bay, I should say.
Hey, Finn, you think anybody from town would be interested in calling in a favor here?
I can think of a few, yeah. So I'm gonna spend some of those plot points and get us some, I need the list written down of what I can do with those. I want to send some arms townsfolk and set up that, flashback to get them head into the base.
For those playing at home, the Mechwarrior Destiny book, page 51, includes what you can do with battlefield support.
Okay, so I think that's typically more designed to go against like the mech level combat units and not the other infantry, but why not? Let's do it. It makes sense. So you would have had to gather some support to convince people from the town to like go in the base and help protect it, right? So
yeah.
So let's role play that moment. Who are you talking to convince the town to get involved in the active defense of this base?
She would be, See, coming up with things like this on the fly is not my strong suit.
Is Finn alone, or is John Texas with her?
Actually, why don't I pass this torch to John Texas Crow, if you don't mind, because
yes.
Finn's busy repairing the fusion reactor, and you already made a roll for the flashback stuff.
Yeah.
I'll allow you to have spent the plot point though, if you like. And John Texas Crow, you've been asked, or maybe decided upon yourself to get the townsfolk involved in the defenses. How are you doing that? Who are you talking to?
Well, I'm going. The first person I'm going to is I'm going to go find Callahan. Callahan is one of the shift. He runs one of the shifts, the mine. And I know that from his past, he's got a military background. Plus, he knows, and he knows everybody, and he's kind of a leader of men in this group. So I'm going to go talk to him and try to get him on our side and see if he can help us defend these places. So
okay, by the time you actually track down Callahan. He's in one of the he's in his sort of a maintenance shed working on a machine. He potentially turns around, but by the time you track him down and talk to him, a word of what you all have done has spread in town. people aren't ignorant of the fact that you all just sort of stepped in and kicked the crap out of the bullies who run this town. When we stop by to see him, it's normally pretty amiable. He turns around and he looks really pissed off and like grabs you by the front of your shirt and slams you against the wall. You idiot! You're gonna get us all killed! Why'd you go and do that, you moron? Don't you have any concept of what the Baron's gonna send to this town? Just a matter of time. And he kind of sets you down and kind of realizes, like, looks at his hands like he's surprised that he like laid hands on you, sort of. Let's go. But he doesn't apologize. He kind of gives you this stony look. What do you want, anyhow?
Callahan, you and I both know where this was going. You and I both know that anything that's coming to us was going to come to us anyway. A man like ham and cheese, a man like that, don't stay away. Now's the time for us to rise up. Now's the time for us to make our own peace and make our own move. I need you. Are you in on this?
Bold words from someone who's got a mech pilot to climb into. But go ahead and give me let's see. What skill are you relying on for this?
You know what? I'm actually going to do how about, would you say negotiation or would you say leadership on this?
I think either could be appropriate. Leadership certainly makes sense, and so does negotiation.
I'll kind of put it in. I'll put it in terms of we can both win on this one. So this is negotiation, because he knows that if he can drive ham and cheese away, then that means that the mining operations can there's more piece of the pie for him when you're not having to pay the warlord off all the time. So this is a scratch my back and scratch your back kind of situation. So I'll roll negotiation on this. So that's a 2 rating, 3 attribute, and plus I have a trait for a +1 bonus when interacting with connections here. So I'll roll that. So 4 plus 6 is a 10.
All right, I rolled 3 dice against you. I got a 2, a 1, and a 3. So,
Barely.
So yeah, that's not too hard. He sort of plays up the hard sell on this, but he just sort of gives you this look and, last few hours or so have been nice, not having those bastards breathing down my neck. He extends a calloused, wrinkled old hand.
I'll reach out and shake his hand. I guess we're partners in this one.
Just don't lead us into a bloodbath. What can we do to help?
All right, and that'll bring us up to this point where part of the help is to send a unit of guys with arms into the base to help take care of those the troopers over there.
All right, so yeah, the bunch of infantry they're all armed up. They're wearing armor. They got their guns out. A couple of the infantry leaders are shouting out orders. Some of them going up to the command post. Others of them heading deeper in the base. Find that entrance. Ham and Cheese says there's a deeper base in here. These bastards found it. We get in there. We have this place. We all get a bonus. And they all cheer. And about 10 of them sort of head as sort of the main combat group deeper into the base, heading down the hall. They round a corner near where that bar is and start to head into the bar. And that's when they start moving in, looking around, and back towards the back wall where that door is currently closed. Actually, there's the dart machines are piled up forward a little bit, and the pool table, why is it on its side? All of a sudden, these guys jump out with assault rifles, and one of the dartboards explodes as from behind it an anti-infantry machine gun emplacement just opens up, just cutting down the front 6 of these guys. So that'll set them back a bit. That costs you all a plot point. If you're going to use that against mechs or tanks, it would have been, I think, two targets would each take 2 1-point damage clusters each.
That's right.
I figure that's enough to take out roughly half of an infantry platoon, so maybe a third.
Over the comms, I'm going to kind of just mention and say, remind me not to mess with Callahan.
No.
We'll cut to over comms. You're seeing a video feed that Charlie sent you.
Charlie, do you have a mop? Clean up on aisle 1.
I think we have more important things to worry about right now.
We do.
Definitely.
All right, let's cut to the mech action here. We'll do movement first. So at the edge of long range, that's going to be, let's see, short range is 1 hex away. Medium range is up to the next 2 hexes. Long range is up to 3 hexes after that. So currently 6 hexes away, we've got these enemy contacts, and they all just sort of move forward 1 hex.
Okay.
They haven't actually engaged in line of sight. They might not even have you on sensors yet. Hard to say. In the meantime, I think Shen will have gotten out of his mech, and you've probably tossed down some restraints or something, so he couldn't easily get in and restart his mech, even though that would take some time and he wouldn't be able to get in the fight in time. Are one of you going to have him hop in the rumble seat of one of your mechs to keep closer track of him? Granted, that could potentially allow them to interact with you physically.
There's no way he's getting in my mech.
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna point my right arm at him, and and say, and come over and switch on the external mics and say, I'm going to give you a count of 10, take off and run.
He starts running.
Okay.
All right. So what are you doing as these mechs are moving up? Just waiting to see what they do, letting them move up some more? Or are you going to take some other actions currently?
I'd like to go and kind of do the heavy scout roll here and try to get on extreme long range. Maybe use some of the hills or the as cover and try to identify what those other mechs are as well that are coming up.
Okay.
I was gonna say that's what Finn would be. Sorry.
Go ahead, Finn. What did you say?
That's precisely what Finn was going to be doing as well.
So Finn, you're hauling ass back toward the team.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little while to get there because you would run a ways.
I'm a faster mech though.
But yeah, you're heading in support of your team and not to the base.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
Cowboy,
good.
if you can plink that demolisher at long range with that LL you've got there. It's got almost nothing that can hit you if you keep it at extreme range.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. So Cade, you're doing a jump probably then, I take it?
Sure.
So you can get kind of a good quick view of things and maybe pop back down where there's some cover.
That's right.
Are you going to land to get closer or farther away or same distance?
I want to land in long range, in the very long, the very outmost envelope of long range.
So you're going to end essentially one hex further away than you are now. Got it. So you do this jump. Give me a perception test as you're glancing down and trying to select things for the sensors to hone in on and zoom in and identify the targets.
Okay, that's going to be an 8.
All right, 8. That's good enough for a pretty simple test like this. You managed to pick up on there. You confirm there are 3 contacts. One is the low tracked bulbous form of the Demolisher in the middle of them. Yeah, that thing's scary. Those are really big guns. But also there are 2 additional mechs. They both have sort of a big kind of brawler type profile. One is identified as a Wolverine, medium mech, 55 tons, armed with an AC-5, medium laser, and SRM-6.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is a Thunderbolt heavy mech, armed with a large laser, long-range missile system, as well as a complement of closer-range weapons.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bugger.
They're bringing the meat wagon on us.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, I've got a quirk on my mech because it's kind of a junk. And for those of you watching at home, this isn't just a average Phoenix Hawk. This is a Phoenix Hawk that has been scrapped together, and it actually has an urban mech jump jet pack on it. So as part of the thing is if when I use my jump jets, the malfunction on a roll of 2 or 3. So I'm going to take care of that right now. And I rolled a 4, so I'm okay.
All right. Yes, you make a.
I did the best I could. Okay.
It worked great.
Yeah, there's like some calibration errors popping up every time you use them, but it's fine. It's like the check engine light, right? That doesn't really mean anything.
You got that robot straight off junkie on, man.
All right. So yeah, you identify them, and they appear to be, as far as you can tell, in good working condition. There's no fusion leaks or missing limbs or anything. And you get a over open comms. You get a, oh, is that their Phoenix Hawk I see there? I can't believe that thing still runs. You recognize Ham and Cheese's voice.
Oh, good.
All the work we put into that thing. It's gonna be a shame to turn it to shreds. So I'm going to give you one chance. Surrender, and we'll let you live.
I'm going to come back on the comms and look back at him and say, we accept your surrender. We'll let you live.
All right. So assuming Finn is hauling ass back toward the team, you covered about a third of the ground to sort of get on the edge of this fight. Ian, you've sort of been, I guess, biding your time, hunkering down into the cover, I take it?
I am. No, I'm hiding in cover. I have a suspicion they're going to press forward this way. I don't think him harrying them is going to do more than peel off one of the mechs. I think they're going to try and bring that demolisher into the base to try and, hunker down and take it. So that's what I'm betting on, is they're going to pass me. I want to ambush that thing.
Okay, so they advance. The demolisher moves forward another one. That's as fast as it goes. The Thunderbolt moves kind of along pace with the demolisher. They're not right next to it. The Wolverine tags on their jump jets and jumps forward 3 spaces to get them just on the far edge of medium range from that Phoenix Hawk. Looks like he's coming after you, and he'll be in range to do some shooting this round. So, what are you all doing for your movement this round? Finn, you're hauling ass on the way there. Why don't you give me a piloting roll? We'll see how well you do. You're covering ground, probably pushing your mech for as much speed as you can, as your friends are about to get into some serious combat, and you're far away.
Right. 2d6 plus 7, 14 total. I've rolled a 6 and a 1 on those dice.
All right, I rolled 3 4s against you, so you're good. I'm gonna let you essentially do a double moves worth of movement here, either taking a shortcut, doing some tight maneuvers, and just kicking on the speed as best as you can. You manage to cover ground twice as much, so you're 2/3 of the way there.
Sweet.
Nice.
I just picture that those legs pumping, just the dust coming up right behind it, just and Finn's just in there, just having a great time.
My mech.
Windows down.
Yeah, the front of it looking pretty blackened from the flamer hits, but no actual damage.
That's right.
It's not like it had a very good paint job to begin with.
All right, so John Texas Crow, you are currently the Demolisher and the Thunderbolt are sort of in the middle of long range away from you, and the Wolverine is even closer at the far end of medium range. What are you going to do as far as maneuvering goes?
Okay, is this maneuver or is this a fire phase right now?
This is the maneuver phase.
Maneuver phase.
Round, yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop back and start trying to get back towards Paladin and in the friends there. So I'll even jump and use my jump jet again and get that bonus against the Wolverine for doing that. The tactical bonus for doing that.
Okay, are you getting closer to or farther away from the enemy mechs?
Farther away. Trying to withdraw back and get farther away.
Do you want to get all the way back to the far edge of long range from that Wolverine? That's as far as you can go. That will take you farther away from Ian Warden's position, which is actually closer to them than you. But it might work for drawing them past his position so we can do an ambush.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I want to do exactly that. And while I do that, I'm going to call out on the comms and say, "Come and get me. Come and get me, slow pokes." All right.
So, any maneuvering from Ian?
Ian is staying in cover and trying to move as little as possible so he doesn't show up on ground sensors.
Okay, you do catch line of sight of the Wolverine as it lands and maneuvers. Doesn't seem like they've spotted you at this point, but they are essentially at the close end of medium range from you. You don't have line of sight on the longer range targets, but they're on the close end of long range from you. That would be the Demolisher and the Wolverine. You're getting all sorts of tactical information from them through your command and control system, and the data being patched in by John Texas Crow's Phoenix Hawk.
Awesome.
So only shooting I've got from the enemies then is the Wolverine is going to let loose with its autocannon. AC5 is pretty decent for longer ranges, but it's still a bit of a long shot. I've got -4 from range penalty. It jumped and so did you, so that kind of cancels out the attack and defense bonuses there. I think that's all I got. So
I've got a movement of 3. What does the Wolverine have?
Same here, so we're even up on
Okay.
that. So, yeah, they're making a roll at minus
Minus
4.
4.
You make your roll with no minuses.
Ooh, I rolled an 11 plus plus 6, so 17 for me.
Okay, yeah, you easily avoid the attack, which is actually a bit closer than you might have expected. That's some solid gunnery.
Pretty good shooting, but not quite good enough.
All right, any return shots from your team?
I would like to return. So we're at long range.
Yeah, you are at the far edge of long range.
Okay,
There's no
I'll take that.
movement or jumping advantage because you kind of jumped against each other, so it cancels out. So
Okay.
I think just make an attack roll with the range penalty for your weapon.
All right, so I'm going to use that large laser, minus 4, so 6. I got an 11 total.
11 ties go to attackers, I think.
Correct.
I got a 4 and a 3 plus 4 on the pilot makes it 11 as well.
It's an 11.
Okay, so roll your location. Oh, nuts. I don't have the table in front of me. I had a cheat
do.
sheet for that.
Okay, roll a
I have my character
5.
sheet pulled up.
5, right leg.
So 3 damage to the right leg.
All right. I do have the cheat sheets for the mechs here. So, yeah, that's a... Wow, that is a... I think the traditionally blue long-range laser beam streaks out, and you manage to focus it on and arc across the front shin of the mech, and just there's this sort of dripping molten metal that falls off the foot, and then like a chunk of metal that slides and falls off afterwards in its wake. Just armor damage.
There's nothing more BattleTech than molten metal. I want you to know.
I've read a fair bit of BattleTech fiction here, so I'm drawing deep on my memories of all these BattleTech.
Straczynski just channeled him, or Stackpole, I guess. It was Stackpole that
I was trying to remember who Straczynski was, but yeah, Stackpole
Yeah,
was
that's
always great
Babylon
with
5.
that.
Yeah, Stackpole.
William H. Keith Jr. read a lot of his stuff.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, a few of the names I should probably be able to think of now. Victor Milan, I think.
Oh, he was great.
The Caballeros. Anyway,
Yep.
enough reminiscing. We're in the middle of a battle mech fight. Let's go around to the next round then, I think. Resolve any heat, if any, and we'll go back to movement. So, yeah, you managed to score first blood on this.
And I have 1 heat now because of the firing that jumping and firing the large laser at the same time.
Okay, yeah, there's this sort of flare of heat that you feel as this heat wave is almost stepping into a sauna, and then your entire suit kind of tingles with coolness all over, and I do mean all over. It's a nice state-of-the-art full-body Star League Mechwarriors cooling suit. Not just
I have
a vest.
minty. That's right.
Getting spoiled on these things.
Okay, with their movement, the Thunderbolt and the Demolisher both advance slowly as well. They are now in the closest edge of long range from Ian Warden, and they're not even in with the long range yet of John Texas Crow. The Thunderbolt, let's see. Oh, how did the Wolverine, how did they do for heat? Let's see, I'm good. The AC5 doesn't add anything extra. So they can keep jumping, I think, and they're going to do another jump to get closer. They get from the close edge of long range into short range. So right up in John Texas Crow's face. Like, we're not like in point blank, like in the same hex, but it's really close. And you're seeing like, yeah, there's the AC5, and crap, he's got a missile launcher and a medium laser on there. Maybe he doesn't want to fire all of them because of the heat buildup, but maybe he's that angry at you.
Mm-hmm.
Might Alpha.
Finn, you haul ass, and you sort of get on the edge of the battlefield, so you will be, give me another piloting roll. Let me see. The better you roll, the better your position.
Alrighty. Another
wow.
18.
There it is.
I rolled a 5 and a 6 on those dice.
Okay, you could essentially show up on the battlefield more or less where you like, but probably no further ahead than John Texas Crow's position. So you could get right up next to him, which would put you in short range of that Wolverine, and be like, "Hey, check it out! I'm here too." Or you could be somewhere else if you want. So what do you do?
Why not?
Okay, so yeah, John Texas Crow, you see this Wolverine come right up, coming close and big over your canopy, and you're like, oh boy! And then you look over and see on your side, looks like Finn's pulling up in the Locust, ready to assist you.
Okay. I'll say, Finn, you are a sight for sore eyes.
Always where I need to be.
And Ian, what are you going to do?
All right. I am in cover still, hopefully. I'm going to stay at long range in cover, and I want to angle so I can maximize a sort of tactical withdrawal as I want to be able to walk backwards, staying in cover next round, because I think that Demolisher is going to angle for me, because I'm about to light its ass up.
Okay. Sounds good.
It sounds really good.
And I'm not going to be able to move very quickly next round.
So you're moving backwards sort of 2. That'll put you on the far edge of long range from the Demolisher, I take it? Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like a good idea to me. All right, let's go to the shooting then. Why don't we just cut right to Ian then? You sort of backed up. You're in a cover position. You can see them. You're pretty sure you're starting to show up on their scopes now and their targeting systems, so they most likely know you're here.
Yep. All right. The Demolisher is my target for both the AC-5 and the linked PPCs. We'll start with the AC-5.
As you line up the targeting reticles, you see the Demolisher's turreting your direction.
Yep. I was expecting that.
So you have a movement advantage of +1, so that helps you. You're at long range. There are no other modifiers I can think of.
All right, so I'm actually at a +3 to my total roll. I manage a 9, unfortunately, with the AC-5.
9's just good enough. I got an 8.
2 points to... I don't have the vehicle chart in front of me, but it's 4.
Oh, I get it. I'll find it.
Found it. All right, so 4 would be in the front. All right, you put a small dent in its front armor.
All right, and now the PPCs are going to go off. It's same thing, same modifiers. So, that's better. That's a 10 total.
Versus my 9.
Oh, frig, yes.
Thing isn't moving very much.
Oh, hallelujah. It's going to take 7 to the 11.
That would be the turret.
Oh.
Takes a full hit. Energy just transfers into it, crackles. But the turret is still mostly intact.
Good God.
It's going to take 1 or 2 more hits like that to get through.
Those things are monsters.
All right, anything else?
Not for me.
All right, I guess I'm going to cut to... who wants to go next? Finn or John Texas Crow?
I'll let Texas go first.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, at this range, so we're short range, and I've got some heat on me, so what I'm going to do this round is just fire my medium lasers and my machine guns at short range. And so I'm going to need a short range.
You're at -1 because he jumped against you. That's
-1 because he jumped, and that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
-1 from your heat as well.
All right. So 6, 12, 10. Rolled a 10 for the medium lasers.
Ties go to the shooters.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, that's that is 4 damage to the left leg.
Did you say 4 damage?
Correct. 4 damage to the left leg.
All right, your damage is looking a bit symmetrical as you melt off a few armor panels with your medium lasers off of the leg you haven't damaged yet.
All right, now let's check those machine guns.
All right, pour it on the fire.
Okay, so an 8 plus 6 minus 2 is 12.
I got 11. You hit.
Okay, that's 2 points of damage. To the 11, that was it was on the 6 and it just rolled right over.
11's going to be left arm, so looks like
Left
the armor's
arm.
well suited to take that and keep going.
Yeah. Left arm for 2.
There's sparks as the bullets stitch up along the arm, and some splinters of metal go flying off in random directions.
Okay, and that's my shooting. I'm gonna be done shooting, but there might be some physical attacks coming up.
I think you have to be in point blank range for that, don't
Oh, are we not in point blank range? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
you? All right. I think I'm going to interject with the Wolverine doing its return fire at you, and he opens up with an Alpha Strike. So, starting with the AC 5, that's actually let's see, these are all in optimal range for him, and he jumped against you. So, good luck.
Yeah.
Here comes the AC 5. I rolled 2 2s, so I got a total of.
I think I'm gonna take that one. I rolled a 10 on that one without adding anything else.
It's a total of 9 with my 2 2s.
Yeah, I rolled that would be a 14 for me.
All right, so yeah, you evade the AC 5 round that goes past and over your position, and however, as he comes down, the SRM 6 pack on the shoulder unleashes a cluster of warheads at you, and a medium laser stabs out. This is being fired as a weapon group.
Okay.
And I rolled a 5 and a 1, so I've got a total of 11.
I rolled a 9 plus 6 minus 1 is 14, right?
Okay. Yeah, why don't you describe how you maneuver to avoid the onslaught of incoming fire?
So yeah, he's up. The fire's coming in there. I had both of my arm-mounted weapons shooting, and then right as he comes in, Mech just pivots back and pivots to the side, and the array of fire just comes in there. So and I don't even know how I missed the SRMs. I actually one SRM, like one kind of trails away and goes on this side of the cockpit, and the other one's kind of go that way.
All right, I'm going to give you a plot point for that cool narration. I tossed the ball to you, and you made the shot, so good job. All right, I think other shooting that needs to go on here might be Finn.
Go. It's Finn time.
All right, what are you firing with?
First off, it's gonna be my what do I even have? My medium laser.
That little medium laser kind of poking out of the chin of your unusual looking mech.
Yeah. That would be, let's see, I rolled a 6 and a 1, so that total is 12.
I rolled a 6 and a 2, so my total against you is 8.
Ah. And location. 11, left arm.
Left arm.
Left arm. Okay, your shot follows up where John Texas caused some machine gun damage. How much damage does that weapon do? 2. Okay. Yeah, so it's starting to light up and glow, and you're seeing parts of it, the armor melt off, little rivulets, but it's still intact. Follow up with your machine guns?
Yep, following up with my machine guns. Okay, apparently 7 is my lucky number tonight, for a total of 12. That time it's a 2 and a 5.
Yeah, I got a 6 and a 3 for a total of 13.
Of course you did.
Nothing.
Fine.
So it sort of like jerks back some movement a little bit, and the bullets stitch across the space where the mech just was. Let's see. Last part of the shooting here, the Thunderbolt. Still in the wrong range. It's going to fire off a volley of LRM 15s at John Texas Crow.
Really?
Oh man. Okay.
I don't like you.
Go ahead and give me a.
I don't blame him.
Go ahead and give me a piloting roll to evade that. Let's see. I'm at long range, which is only -2. You're even up on movement because of your heat. So that's on.
So I rolled a 6 plus my piloting is a 6, so that's a 12 total.
All right, I got a 5 and a 4 plus 5 is
Oh, yeah.
14, but -2 for the penalties. Still hits.
That's
All
an
right.
tie goes the attacker.
All right, let me roll to see how many missiles hit you. Oh, all 5. Well, all 5 of the
Ooh.
potential 5 damage. So, yeah, most of them fly past or hit the ground before you, but 5 of the cluster of missiles launched at you happen to slam in here. We're doing individual locations for these, I think.
Yeah, the missile spread.
Or rather, I
Yeah.
think it's 2 damage for the first one, and then 1 damage for each additional.
That's right.
one. So the
Yeah,
2
so
damage
place that.
2 damage goes to your center torso.
Okay.
Well, or left or right. This game doesn't differentiate.
Right.
Another missile to the torso. Another
Okay.
one. I'm rolling 3 6s in a row. So another torso.
Wow.
And the last one slams right into the canopy of your cockpit. You're
What?
suddenly jarred with an explosion that you feel like your mech's just blowing apart around you, but it actually just takes 1 point of damage off the head, and then 4 of that damage went to your torso. So
Ouch.
Okay.
you're slammed around in there. You bit your tongue really hard. Your mouth is bleeding. You've taken some injuries. It's not enough to knock you out right away, but that hurt. And wow, that's our first headshot of the game, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Fortunately, it was just the one missile. And yeah, there's
And of
sort
course,
of
it was on a player.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. All right.
So I think the rules are I'm supposed to roll for a consciousness check.
At the end of the round, yep.
At the
roll
end
for
of the round.
consciousness. It's I think you just roll 2 dice. You don't add anything to it, and you basically don't want to roll snake eyes.
Correct. At this point.
If you take more damage, you could pass out even easier. But I think there's no other shooting this round, so everyone resolve your heat. And Cade, you're feeling really hot and flushed, but cold and tingly all over, and sort of bruised and battered, a little bit of vertigo.
Yeah, I dodged. I felt all good. I dodged those other missiles and everything, and never even saw that flight of missiles in the air, and they just came and just tore me up.
Yeah, ring your bell would be one way of putting it.
Mhm. All right, so now I'm going to roll, and I just need to roll anything. Oh, I almost rolled a 2, y'all. It was a 1. The first one was a 1, and the second one danced, and then it went to a 4 there. So I'm conscious.
Oh, boy.
I'm conscious.
All right,
Not
so
good.
going to the next round, here are the positions. John Texas Crow and Finn in their Phoenix Hawk and Locust are right up in there, 1 hex away, close up with this Wolverine. Who's actually taken a fairly savage amount of damage to its armor, but no vital shots yet. But that's a 55-ton mech, so it outweighs either of your mechs, but not both of them together. Further back at the close end of long range from where John Texas Crow and Finn's position is an even heavier mech, a Thunderbolt, that just launched a volley of missiles, just one of its weapons of its weapons array, and managed to peg John Texas Crow. And then there's the Demolisher, which is farther away than that, currently at the far end of long range from Ian Warden's position. So its movement is to move forward 1. It's out of range from all of its weapons right now, thank goodness. The Thunderbolt is actually going to turn and use some of its movement in something of a lateral way, I guess, to start turning off to close with Ian Warden, sort of leaving the Wolverine to handle those other 2 mechs. It's going to move, so it's going to be on the far end of medium range from your position after its movement.
Okay.
Technically, it was kind of already there to begin with, but it was moving kind of in a different way. We're doing Theater of the Mind, and this is as best we can. My plan was to use Tabletop Simulator, but when technical stuff gets in the way of actually making the game happen, we just set that aside. Hope this is all easy for everyone to envision, but again, feel free to ask questions about positions as they come up.
And for everyone at home, giant mechs fighting, that's all you need to really know.
Big mech, bigger tank. Big tank. Yeah.
So yeah, that's their movement. Actually, the Wolverine, I'm gonna hold off to see what he does. I'm gonna let him move after one of either Finn or John Texas Crow moves.
Okay.
So John Texas Crow or Finn, what are you doing for your maneuver?
Okay, so I'm going to activate. I'm going to try to jump and get an advantageous position on that Wolverine. And so I'm going to use the jump jets and try to get and definitely have that be my focus of attention.
What do you want your range to be to them after you land?
I want to go to point blank.
Okay, so yeah, you do a jump to maneuver into point blank range with them.
And while I'm doing this, I'm queuing up I got my blood up now. I mean, I've got hit and everything, so I reach over and I flip on my country western music.
All right, for the Wolverine's maneuvering, it's effectively going to stay there, but it's not just standing still. It's sort of maneuvering, angling the torso up, tracking your position. It's not being a sitting duck, but also not really changing the overall tactical position here.
Okay.
Finn, how about you? You could either close to assist Ian Warden by closing to that Thunderbolt, or stick around and help John Texas Crow.
I feel like I'm gonna stick around here to help him for now, and help Texas for now.
Do you want to stay at short range? Or do you want to close to point blank, or?
If you close to point blank, we can have a kick party.
Kick party is never mind. You're in a locust, just a reminder.
No, I'm aware. She's more or less, she's staying at short range. Definitely very much not staying still. But yeah, she's staying at short range.
I'm just kind of picturing like running circles around.
That's kind of what I had in mind. Yes, that's almost exactly the image I had in my mind.
I love how the movement rules work in this game, where you don't have to keep track of exactly where and how people maneuvered and how much ground they covered. You just get the bonus or penalty to attack or defense based on the movement potential of the mechs. That makes things so much easier. Granted, I love the full, super extra crunchy BattleTech Total Warfare rules too, but having fun with these ones.
It stays crunchy in milk, let me tell you.
That's a nice way to put it. All right, so I think that's all the maneuvering. Let's do some shooting. The demolition. There's like people are yelling inside the tank, like the tank captain, "Move faster! Get this thing moving! Get us in range!" Yes, sir. As his foot's all the way down in the accelerator.
There's a team of guys in the back
just
pushing.
Imagine it moving like one of those mobility scooters.
Yeah.
In the meantime, the Thunderbolt pilot raises its right arm, which basically the lower forearm and hand doesn't exist because there's a big ass laser gun there, and it shoots the large laser at Ian. Let's see, I've got medium range to use, so that's -2.
Mm-hmm.
We're even up on movement, but you have cover. What's the penalty for that?
I need to check, I guess.
I don't have that in front of me.
I actually don't either.
So would that be a terrain modifier?
Yeah. Attack roll.
Page 40
Target's terrain type. So yeah, am I in light woods or heavy woods?
Let's call it light woods, even though it's rocks.
-1.
All right, I'm at -3 to my roll then. a large laser coming at you, and then the LRMs you can see launching from the shoulder pack.
All right. I got a 13 for my first defense roll.
4 to 2, so that gives me a 9 for the large laser.
Okay.
The blue beam arcs across the land.
And for my second roll, not as good this time. It's only an 11.
His roll isn't as good this time either, a total of 8. So the long-range missiles go flying, slamming into the ground ahead of, behind, and around you, but not actually terribly close to the position of your mech.
All right.
And I think, we're going to pour on the heat, and he's going to... Then you just see this... After those sort of seem to miss, then you see this like cluster of 3 green beams of medium lasers, and then these two larger, slower moving warheads launching out to try to target you. He's going to pay for this in heat, but all right. This is a 3 medium laser and SRM2 weapon group, so all in one here.
All right. This is a 15 for my defense roll now.
He rolled better this time, but still not good enough. All he managed to do this round is expend his ammunition and make his cockpit real warm.
Oh,
wow.
Poor
Right,
baby.
So back on the Wolverine, let's go to Finn. Why don't you go ahead and do your shooting? You have
that.
what's your movement on your mech? I can't remember if it's a 3 or 4.
4.
All right, his movement
Wow.
is 2, so you have a +2 for your attacks.
+2.
And range penalties, which are probably non-existent. That's all I can think of.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so you've been able to like run circles around this mech, literally, and just
All right,
pick
that's
your
6.
perfect moments to shoot.
Yeah. With my medium laser, I rolled a 6 with... So total, that is... I have 13.
Okay, that was pretty choppy there, but did I get that you rolled a 13 total?
Yes.
Okay, I got a 5 and a 2, so total on this is 10. So your medium laser hits.
All right. Location is
Torso.
an 8, which is a torso.
All right, medium laser slices into the torso, which has previously been undamaged. Was that 2 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, following up with the machine guns.
And my machine guns, 12.
I rolled a 4 and a 4, so I have a 12 as well. So that hits.
Aha!
What damage does that do?
2 as well,
Okay.
to the torso again.
All right.
All right, just firing at the torso, probably trying to aim for that back shot and getting it, but it's still got some armor there. And there technically aren't rules for front versus back armor in this version of the game. Then John Texas Crow.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the medium laser machine gun combo here. And so at point blank, I've got a +2 against him because I jumped in our movement differential at this point.
Yep, his movement is only 2 when he's not jumping.
All right, so here we go. Oh, snake eyes. Yeah, edge. I'm gonna edge that.
Sounds like a good idea. I take it you're going to re-roll both of those dice?
Yeah, if that's yes, I would like to use that option. And this time I rolled an 11 plus.
There it is.
So that's a 6. That's a 17 against him.
Okay, that was a well-spent point of edge. You kind of start to line it up, and like you're jumping, and it's really hot in here, and your ears are ringing, and you can taste the blood in your mouth. Your tongue really hurts, but you can. It's just really hard to get. Then just kind of shake your head a bit and focus, and you see the target like just lines up just like that right before the Death Star is blown up, etc. kind of moment, and medium lasers hit.
And I hit that in the right arm for 4 damage in the right arm.
Oh, Wow, you are trying to make sure that he knows that he is fully defeated because you're targeting, like,
Just taking
spreading it all out evenly. Like,
Not salvaging any armor off this baby, that's for sure.
right now, he's got almost as little armor on him as the Locust does currently.
I'm gonna switch it all. I said, I'm taking you
worried
down
if I
one
were
piece
him.
at a time. All right, now those machine guns. All right, that's a 9 plus 11 plus 5, 7. Wait, yeah, so 16. 16.
Yeah, that's plenty enough to hit. He's trying to maneuver, but he's maneuvering right into where you're leading the shot to go to. So you can see the machine gun bullets sparking as they impact the mech's armor.
And that's 2 in the left leg.
The left leg, okay, that strips off the rest of the armor, laying bare the internal structure and actuators.
Okay.
Not enough to penetrate the potential crit, though. And
All right. Well, I've done my shooting on that. So
angling up at you, just returns fire with everything. He can soak the heat here. So give me some defense rolls.
all right.
He helped struck last round too.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. So my first piloting roll is a 14 plus 2 is a 16.
Okay, yeah, the AC-5 shot goes wide, but then up comes the laser in those short-range missiles.
I really don't want those missiles touching me. And that would be my second snake eyes right there.
Oh, God.
And
Oh no!
yeah, I'm spinning that last edge.
All right.
Good call.
Yeah, I remember
I
like,
would-
spending experience points on Edge was probably a wise move.
Yeah, I'm twice as lucky as I used to be, right? All right, so my second roll. my next roll is I rolled a 10, so that's an 18.
Yeah, what would have been a really solid hit catching that laser and a whole bunch of missiles, like suddenly that urban mech jump jet loses power for a moment, causing you to drop unexpectedly before it kicks back on to help slow your descent in a more predictable fashion. And luckily that just causes the volley to miss you. I think that's all my shooting. The only person who hasn't fired yet is Ian Warden.
Yeah. All right. So I'm still trying to maneuver to keep the range on the Demolisher, and now I've got to kind of angle away from the Thunderbolt a bit if I can. Probably not enough to get me out of medium range with it, though. So I'm going to put the AC-5 into the Demolisher again, but then I'm going to turn the medium lasers onto the Thunderbolt.
Okay. So you're long range from the Demolisher and medium range from the Thunderbolt.
Yep. I got a total modifier of +2 for my roll on the Demolisher, which I only hit a 9.
I got like an 8.
Oh, wow.
Tank pilots aren't great. And honestly,
I'll
they don't
take
have
it.
much to work with. It's not much more
Yeah.
than like a solid gun emplacement that
It's a
can
weapon
barely move.
platform that can barely move, yeah. Hit location 2 points to the 9.
Okay,
Which-
9 is
left side.
Okay.
Blink.
Yep. Plink is about right. Chipping away at
And-
it, but doesn't seem to do
Yeah.
as much.
slowly but surely. If I can keep this range for long enough, but the problem is the Thunderbolt on my ass.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Thunderbolt, let's put 2 medium lasers into it, hopefully. This is medium range. What's our movement differential now?
I think it's the same normally. You're both movement 2.
Yeah, but I've had a heat token, so I'm at -1 for that. So, all right, so that's... I've got a +3 then for this roll. And it's not bad. It's 12.
12 is what I got as well, so that favors you.
4 points of damage from the 2 medium lasers arcing out into the 4.
Four
Which
would be the
is
left,
right arm?
Right arm. Yep. That's the laser gun arm. So
We want that laser gun arm off.
Yes, we do. Very much so.
did you say 5 damage?
4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, you strip over half of the armor off as it's melting down and around that gun, but it's still intact.
Yeah, oh well. That's what I've got this round.
All right, so go ahead and resolve your heat. The Thunderbolt flares up with lots of extra heat. Like you can actually see smoke coming off the mech, and it's got a reddish glow around its center torso area.
Oh no, does he have to roll for shutdown? That would be awful.
Not quite, no, but it's definitely heating up. I think, any melee stuff? Point blank range?
Oh, yeah.
Why, yes, please.
All right. So you come in for a landing next to or on top of the Wolverine?
So there's that's a great question, by the way. There's a sticky note that I put on this Phoenix Hawk right next to the jump jet controls that says, "Do not death from above." It says death from above.
That sticky note,
and it's got the...
That sticky note was actually put there by the tech who kind of scrapped this mech together.
It's Finn's handwriting.
Yep.
It's definitely Finn's handwriting.
I recommend listening to it.
Okay, we are not doing that. What we are doing though is we are going to go for a kick. We are going to go for a kick on this one.
All right, so you come in for a landing right next to him, and just go ahead and describe the kind of kick you're doing.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know if you've seen the Phoenix Hawk animations in the BattleTech computer game recently, but they're pretty badass.
Yes. Yeah. The kick one that I'm going for right here is just taking where both arms just kind of go down and kind of counterbalance just as that right leg just comes up as hard as it can, as quick as it can. So it's just going for a snap kick, just like that. So what we do, it looks like it's piloting skill versus piloting skill plus modifiers on this attack.
Any modifiers will just be heat or movement differential. You have the advantage on the movement, I think, or are you even up because of your heat?
I had a heat. I had a +2 because of the move, because your movement went down because of heat.
No, this one's movement hasn't gone down from heat. That's the other pilot.
Oh,
maybe I got confused, but you're attacking the Wolverine here, who can actually jump and shoot all day long without heat building.
Oh, we'll see. Look at that. All right, so it looks. I've just got the +1 from the jump. Then, so here we go. So I have a 13.
That's gonna hit. You have one higher than he did.
Oh wow. Okay, and I think I just roll it's just a 1. I roll
you should
1d6,
have kick damage,
right?
Actually. Then you roll to see whether it hits the left or the right leg.
Okay,
Either are bad for this mech.
That's what I was hoping for. All right, so that's the right leg.
Okay, so that's the one that had a little bit of... you kick what's left of the armor plating off, and foot goes further into the internals, but how much damage do you do with a kick?
The kick does 3 damage.
All right, so kind of like knocks the leg in at an odd angle. Roll to see if you get a crit.
Oh, please, BattleTech Dice God. No crit, rats.
Okay, as you're doing that, you can see the left arm that has the fist swinging up at you. He's going for a punch. Make a piloting roll. Same modifiers as you had for the last one.
So I rolled a 9 plus 6 plus 1 is a 16.
Okay, you missed. The way your kick works kind of arcs the torso of your mech back a little bit, and the fist whooshes past your cockpit. See, the hand is as big as your cockpit.
Mm-hmm. And I see that, and I just kind of go back, and as my cockpit's rocking back, I can look, and there's just a moment where I'm eye to eye with the pilot in the other cockpit. We can see each other through there. This is now mono.
He's got the big old helmet on and the cooling vest. Otherwise, you can see the bare skin of his arms and biceps, and he's just got this look on his face.
I look at him. I've got a bloody nose because of the head hit everything, and I just blow him a kiss.
Yeah. Technically, you've taken 3 points of actual damage to yourself from that head hit.
Yeah. I've had better days.
Yeah.
You probably have a cracked rib or something too, but yeah, it hurts when they hit your cockpit. So I think we're coming on a good point to take our midpoint break, even though it's past our midpoint. This has been an exciting fight. So kind of fade down the music a bit and we head to the break here. Let's check in with our chats, because I've been mostly just looking at the other stuff here.
Yeah.
This music is too exciting for a break.
Yeah, we got one of my other GMs was in the chat, at least he was earlier.
Oh, nice.
Thomas. Commenting that I was rolling well, and I'm like, don't jinx it, last week was terrible. But I rolled really well in his game yesterday.
Yeah, Thomas here. Yep, I see
he's
them
my
in the
GM
chat.
for the
Awesome.
Dresden game.
Chris, we're not doing
awesome.
Death from Above yet. That's a desperation move.
I
we're
tried,
not
all
there
right?
yet.
Like, I did my part as the GM to go with the player into doing the Death from Above, right? It was a soft goad. I'll try harder next time. I'll try
If
harder next time.
anyone's going to do a move off the top turnbuckle, it's going to be John Texas Crow
Oh
eventually.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be disappointed if we get through this whole campaign with no Death from Above. So
Oh, it'll happen. It'll happen. I'm almost desperate enough for it though right now.
Well, thanks to all of you for joining us here. We're still going on for a little while yet, and we have more of this mech combat to resolve. It's been exciting. It's been fun. I've been enjoying the system, even though it's so simplified. It still feels a lot like BattleTech to me, which it has in every fight so far. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. But let's cut to a break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and we'll see you then.
All right.
Be right back.
And we're back. Welcome everyone. We are back from our break to finish out this pretty epic session. Lots of battle mech action this time. Though I love how it worked in the flashbacks to bring in some of the other elements. So that was fun to see.
Flashbacks are great.
Had to improvise in a different effect from the battlefield support being used in an unexpected way, but that's what role-playing games are all about, really. Player characters doing things the game master didn't expect and having to deal with it.
Worked. Felt natural.
All right, I think let's check in with our chat before we dive in for the rest. Let's see. Chris Lewis, old long-term Highlander pilot, death from above, Highlander burials. I think it's supposed to be Highlander burials. Are just second nature. Yeah, the Highlander burial being the signature move. I think it's what, a 90-ton assault mech that's jump capable.
That's correct.
So yeah, when that thing does death from above on you, I don't even care. If you're in an Atlas, that's still gonna hurt.
Yeah.
All right. Let me change up the music here. This is our chill chat music, and
this is not combat music.
Yes, it's my one attempt at making lo-fi hip hop. I think it turned out all right, but
I agree.
We just need a picture of one of us sitting next to a window with like a beach scene outside, drawing on a pad. Just.
Here we go. Get some distorted guitars in there, or rock beat. Let's roll into this next combat round. The Demolisher is creeping forward ever faster. I'm going to give them the equivalent of a plot point bonus here, and let's give the plot point out to one of y'all. Let's give it to Ian since he's closest to it. So it moves forward to move to the front of long range with its movement this round. The Thunderbolt, which was, I want to say, at the far end of medium range to you before. All right. That's going to see. It's moving forward, but it's moving very slowly and sluggishly. The actuators, you can see, they're like seizing up. He doesn't actually cover any ground, so he's still at the far edge of medium range to your position. And then back where the Wolverine is, which is up close to the Phoenix Hawk and Locust, he's gonna kick his jump jets on and move back to land to land back at the far edge of medium range from your position. He was at point blank before, so it's short, medium. Yep, three points of jump move it. So he goes arcing, shooting the jump jets up, sort of feet back under him as he kicks back to do a retreating jump away from the two mechs harrying the heavily damaged Wolverine, which you can see like parts falling off of the legs as he's jumping away, but there's still enough of them there for him to have something to land on. So we'll end their movement then, as the Demolisher is at the front end of long range to Ian Warden and the Marauder, so will not be able to fire this round. And then the Thunderbolt at the far end of medium range, but really, really overheated right now. And then and the Wolverine at the far end of medium range to the lighter mechs. So I'm going to turn this music down, actually. It's a little distracting. All right. So I guess, Ian, how are you going to maneuver? Are you going to keep backing off to give you more distance to the Demolisher?
I sure am. I no longer have heat, so my full movement is back, and I'm going to, since it moved forward too, I'm going to maintain an angle away from it too, and keep that distance exactly where it is. I want to move away as well from the seizing up Thunderbolt and open that range up if I can to long.
You would actually put yourself into the middle of long range from them and the far end of long range from the Demolisher.
Beautiful. All right. That is what I will do.
Okay. And Finn, where are you maneuvering? You would be at the...
I'm going to get up right up close and personal.
Okay, yeah, you've easily got the maneuverability, even with the jumping to catch up. And John Texas Crow, how are you doing?
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use my jump jets, my awesome urban mech jump jets, and jump into point blank on that on the Wolverine again.
All right, so just aggressive, pushing it. He jumps back.
Yeah.
You jump up. The locust just moving up, herring right up in there. Not in a great position for him. So I think for the shooting phase, I'm going to open up with the Wolverine's shooting. It's going to fire its medium laser and SRM-6 array right back at John Texas Crow. But then as it's jumping, it's going to try to lead the locust zigzagging, maneuvering, and fire off an AC-5 slug. So both of you give me a piloting roll. I'm going to roll against John Texas Crow first. You lucky bastard. It's like an 8 total.
Well, I got that beat. All right. I got a 14.
Okay. So yeah, you easily avoid his attack. You're just maneuvering with your jump jets. You're really getting the hang of this. And you sort of sensing the vulnerability and just going in for the kill here. However, Ava, you're getting shot at by a relatively big gun, especially for a mech with paper-thin armor like yours.
I beat him on speed, though, don't I?
You sure do.
I still have that advantage.
Yeah, he's got a -1 from the speed.
Okay.
Instead of a -2 because he jumped.
A 15 total.
Yeah, he's trying to fire. He leads you, but you can react so quickly that you weren't. You happen to zig instead of zag, and he just fires off all his weapons, lands hard. Another little chunk of something falls off of his right leg, and cables are trailing and sparking.
We just see Finn in the cockpit sticking her tongue out at him.
Nice.
All right, so the return fire from you two?
Yes, please.
Finn, do you want to start?
Texas.
Okay.
Sure. I'm going to use that medium laser machine gun combo again, and I think I've just got a +1 on him, right? We're point blank, and I jumped.
He jumped against you though, so essentially cancel those
cancels out.
I mean, technically he gets a bonus and you get a bonus, but let's just make it easier.
Okay. So we're straight up.
Yep.
Oh, hey, I rolled a 12 plus a 6. Plus a 5. That's a 17.
Yeah, that definitely hits. How much damage?
Wait.
Medium
I think it's
lasers.
4 damage. 4 damage. Yeah, 4 damage.
That's like a pair of medium lasers.
In the center torso.
All right, that is going to strip away a bunch of the remaining armor, just carving in with both, piercing into the inner guts of the torso there.
Okay, and now the machine gun. So we'll see if we can hit some crits here.
Yeah.
I rolled a 5 and then add a 5 to that, so that's a 10.
That definitely misses.
Oh. Lucky duck.
All right, so roll to see if you got a crit with that laser array.
Oh, okay.
Because you did some inner torso internal damage.
No.
Okay.
No crit. That was a 5.
All right, Ava. Looks like this thing's got even less armor on it than you do, so time for you to press the attack.
That's an impressive feat. All right, medium laser first. I'm going to go ahead and use my edge to re-roll both of my dice. 2 2s is just not what I'm going for right now.
Well, I got 2
There we
5s.
go. So use my edge to re-roll my dice, and I got, what is my total?
You have a +1 for movement advantage.
14 in that case.
So I got 2 5s with a +4. A 14 is exactly what you needed.
Yes.
So it's maneuvering, but you're just taking full advantage of your edge on that, and you can just line up just the right shot. So this green beam
location.
pierces out, and where do you hit?
Left arm.
Left arm.
All right, left arm. That's the one with the fist, not the one with the laser. You melt away the rest of the armor protecting that, and it's like a skeleton of internal structure with that's wrapped with these metallic muscles actuators. roll to see if you get a crit on that.
Oh, nice.
Nope. I rolled 5.
All right, following up with the machine guns, I take it?
Yeah.
All right,
That's a 12 to hit.
I got a 5 plus 4 is 9, so you're going to hit.
Ah!
I think
All
it's
right.
2 points of damage for those, because it's a...
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's 2 for.
right.
And 9 for location. That is the
leg.
left leg.
Oh, wow.
Apparently. Apparently, I'm on his left side right now.
So yeah, normally machine guns aren't like that damaging or telling in a mech battle, but when you strip away the armor on them all first and deal internal structure damage, well, you're able to stitch those rounds right up the skeletal structure of it, severing it at the knee and blasting into the hip such that like there's just these actuators that are normally these tight coils that work like muscles suddenly splay out like a bunch of cables all frizzed out on the bottom of the leg, and it goes, it sort of waves its arms and topples backwards on its side.
More of that.
All right, over with Ian Warden. The Thunderbolt is actually only going to be firing its LRM-15 at you, so it can
Okay.
cool off. So the long-range missiles are coming at you. Make your defense roll.
You know what? I'm gonna edge that and re-roll because that was awful. That was a 3. That's not even much better, but okay, that was a 10 total.
Well, I have a total of 11 even with all my penalties, so that's going to hit you.
All right.
So let's see, location. Well, let's see how many missiles. Just the initial 2 points cluster. So most of the missiles are striking the ground, like all around you, just churning up all this stone and dirt and dust, almost creating a smoke screen. But yes, several of the missiles do slam into you, slam into your cockpit.
Ah,
So the good news is it only counts as a glancing blow, so the damage is only 1. The bad news is it rings your bell, slams into it like this blast shield, drops down for a moment, blinding you from the initial visual sight. But you can see the canopy just behind it. There's cracks all over it. There's a dent in on the chassis toward the front, and there's sparks fly out as one of those fancy Star League era panels. Like the front of it just pops out of the place. But in the meantime, also you're just jarred around there, and your head just slams into the back, even with the padding hard enough where you lose your vision for just a moment.
damn it.
Good news is it's your chance to return fire.
Yeah, and you know, that pissed me off. I'm maintaining range with the Demolisher pretty well, and I'm going to take the AC and the 2 PPCs and put him into this damn Thunderbolt this time.
All right, you backed off to long range with them this round, so
Yeah.
you have a movement penalty or movement advantage of 1 right now.
Okay.
Because of
So
his heat.
I'm at a +3 to hit. This will be the PPCs. Oh, boxcars. 12 on the dice. That's
Nice.
a
Nice.
15
Nice.
total to hit.
I've got a 12 against you to evade, so he's not really all that maneuverable in his Big Mac. Seems to be relying more on his armor.
Yeah, he's not going to have as much of that. That's 7 points to the center torso.
Boom! Yeah,
With a
slams
7 on the
into
die
him.
for that.
Like parts go flying off. Their armor pieces.
You're muted.
You're muted, Cliff.
Actually, the stream can hear me, but I push to talk because I'm waving both of my hands around as I described. Yeah, the PPC both PPC bolts slam into the torso like blue lightning arcs all around. Like parts are flying off. He's staggered back by the kinetic impact of the focused particle blasts, and yeah, it staggers, but there's still armor left on the torso of this heavy mech.
Yeah. Let's see if I can put the AC5 into him as well. I'm betting not with that roll. Actually, that's only an 8.
Yeah, that fires. You would have hit, except you knocked him back so hard with the PPC blasts. Just that threw off your aim just a little bit. Okay.
Fair enough.
Everyone resolve your heat, and also though, any melee attacks? I think John Texas Crow, you gonna kick him when he's down?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
going to as well.
Oh yeah, you moved to point blank too, didn't
She
you?
did get up at point blank, yeah.
All right.
Rock bath, guys.
All right, he does have some maneuverability. He's not a total sitting duck, but I'm just gonna instead of looking anything up, I'm just gonna give you a +2 on your rolls.
Okay.
Because he's effectively actually, I'm gonna count him as being movement 1. So you have an advantage based on him being movement 1. So
Okay, so that's a +2 from...
Tracks.
it's +3 for Finn, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so for my roll is a 12 plus 2, 14 for me.
All right, I got 11 against you.
All right. How do you place this? Do you want to roll it where we just place it?
Just do a
normal?
regular full body.
Okay.
Roll instead of a normal kick attack roll because it's
Center torso for 3.
actually that's the right arm.
Oh, an 8?
Oh, I thought. For 3 damage, not what you
Yeah,
rolled.
3
Okay.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough to you cave in where there's actually barely any, effectively no armor left, and do further internal structure damage to the center torso. Your actual like warning systems are buzzing that your foot is getting a bit hot because you're impacting the fusion generator a little bit, the outer shielding. But go ahead and roll to see if you get a crit.
And that's an 8, so that's a crit.
Nice.
All right, roll it. It's I think 2d6.
Okay, hold on just a second.
No, just 1d6.
1d6.
These are all bad.
That's a 1.
That's you didn't just manage to get the warning from the fusion generator actually, because you happened to kick off the ammo storage for the AC5 ammo, and normally a kinetic impact like that wouldn't set off an explosion, but things are running hot right now, and it's right by the shielding. Yeah, the ammo cooks off, and you take a couple steps back. There's a pop, and then just a as the mech, the rest of from the torso out, it disintegrates in all directions, peppering both of your mechs with a lot of just resounding shrapnel to the point where you're a bit worried you're going to take some damage, but looking over your systems, it seems like you only sustained superficial damage from the blast. And there's a couple of legs left on this thing, one of which is basically just a splayed out thigh and nothing else. And you can see off in the distance the spiraling arc of an AC5 attached to the forearm and part of the shoulder of that arm, and then everything else of the mech, including its cockpit and pilot, is too small to identify.
Yeah, they just for a second, everybody appreciate what has happened. The guy fell down, and then 2 mechs go up and just start stomping.
Yep.
And blows it up, and we got an AC5 going Team Rocket over there. So
I can picture then Finn running up to get a kick in, just runs up and whacks the good leg of the pair that's laying on the ground.
Nice.
Which was Hammond in?
Hammond is in the Thunderbolt. This one wasn't anyone you knew personally, but his call sign was Lockhart.
Well.
It didn't come up. All right.
Emphasis on was.
All right, so after this round, you can see the Thunderbolt, after weathering the PPC fire, is actually cooled off quite a bit. It doesn't have that reddish glow to it. It's gotten the systems under control. Sort of the torso twists over to observe what the heck was that. The explosion of what was just is a lance mate. And the Demolisher pours on the speed. I'm going to give another plot point to Ian Warden. as it moves up, steps up 2 to get again to the front of long range. Still not close enough to shoot anybody yet. And the Thunderbolt is going to, it's going to do something a little different. It's been fighting this Marauder, and that's not been so much fun. Let's go after some softer targets. Maybe someone that's been softened up already. So it maneuvers from what is the far end of medium range to your positions to short range. So it turns and picks up speed, lumbers up to sort of the edge of where that explosion is. So one step away from where Finn and John Texas Crow are. And that will put him in the at the furthest edge of long range currently from Ian Warden's position. But you can counter maneuver if you like.
Mm-hmm. I think I am going to counter maneuver on that one. I'm going to spend a plot point to double my speed. I want to maintain my distance from the Demolisher, of course, and start angling behind Hammond to try and get him into medium this time. Or as close as I can.
Okay, yeah, you move your full speed, assuming you're not running hot.
I am running a little hot on him, actually.
Yeah, if you're losing movement points from running hot, you're going to just be at the closest edge of long range from him after
Fair
moving.
enough.
So
I'm more concerned about the Demolisher than I am him.
Yep, that won't put you any closer to the Demolisher, but if you move any closer to him, that will put you slightly closer to the Demolisher.
Understood.
Because it's kind of moving towards him as well. So
I'm gonna over combat say, all right, guys, that Demolisher starting to close in on the field. You might want to angle away from it.
Then, I guess you two. Where would you be from the Demolisher? I'm going to say you're at the farthest of long range from the Demolisher right now, and it's at the closest to long range from Ian Warden's position. This is where a battle map helps, right? So I guess where would you like to maneuver, Finn? Currently, you're within short range of this other mech that just lumbered up. It's even bigger than the one that you just took down with Crow.
Yeah. She's gonna stay. I'm really not useful in this kind of combat. I guess she's not gonna really move very far. She's still gonna stay within that short range of this one.
So you're maneuvering, but
Yeah.
but not changing.
Not putting any
position
significant
effectively.
distance. Yeah.
Okay. Pardon me there. You didn't hear me because I didn't press push to talk, but people on the air heard a cough there. Okay, so you are you're in a good position to fire. You hear over the intercom speakers and over the open comm channel Hammond's voice from this other mech saying, "Those are my mechs! Get out of those! That's not your property!"
Whose blood tears have gone into these mechs?
And I guess let's John Texas Crow, are you maintaining position or are you gonna do something else?
So what's my range with the Thunderbolt right now? It's
short.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually terrified of this guy. I'm gonna let me go to I'm gonna move one back. I'm not gonna jump. Well, no, I'm gonna jump. Let me jump and move back to medium range on him, and I'll roll my jump jets.
Okay, you're gonna maneuver to the far end of medium range or the closer end of medium range?
I'll say the far end of medium range.
All right, I'm gonna have you make a pilot roll just to see if your Irby jump jet causes trouble.
Okay. I rolled a 10 on that one.
Okay. Yep, you're good. safe landing. You're used to this thing. There's a couple parts where that Irby jump jet kind of putters in and out a bit, but it's in a somewhat predictable way, so you're able to kind of work with it. You getting the hang of its quirks. Time for some shooting then. The Thunderbolt's going to fire its LRMs actually over at the Marauder, even though it maneuvered away. He's still in range. He's going to shoot that direction. And then it's going to open up with its... it's not going to fire with its large laser, but it's going to overheat a little bit. It's going to open up with its medium lasers and SRM-2 at the Phoenix Hawk and fire off the machine gun array at the Locust. So all three of you are taking some fire here. We'll do the attack against the Marauder first. The LRMs. Oh, boxcars.
Oh, wow. Damn. Okay, so I got a 14 for my defense roll. And that's... I don't know what modifiers he's got.
You're even up on movement, taking into account the range and everything. He's got one higher than your result. So,
damn.
Yeah, those missiles are going to hit you. And only just the minimum amount, though. So a 2-point damage cluster. So again, it's longer range, so they're spread out enough where it's blowing up the terrain around you as well. But, oh yeah, give me a consciousness roll.
Oh, for the head hit. Crap.
Yeah, because...
no, I'm good. I rolled a 10.
Okay, you just needed to roll, not snake eyes. But yeah, missiles slam into location 5, your right leg for 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Then I've got a trio of lasers and a pair of short-range missiles firing out at the Phoenix Hawk, all in one array.
Okay.
Oh, nice roll from me.
Uh-oh.
You got a movement bonus, so he's got you get a +1 to your defense roll here.
So I should have a movement bonus and then a jump bonus. So a +2 on that. And I'm rolling a... So that's a total of 14.
Yes! I got 2 5s plus 5 is 15, so...
no.
Let's see, how many extra missiles hit? Okay, no extra, so you just take the minimum damage from this volley of 3 lasers and an SRMs of 6 damage. And that is to your right leg.
Ooh.
Okay.
I might remind you that if you have any plot points, you can spend a plot point to reduce an attack to a glancing blow, which means you only take 1 damage.
You know what? That sounds like a wonderful idea. I'm going to do that right now. Otherwise, I'm going to be...
This is why I don't spend plot points.
Long John Silver right here.
All right, let's see if I can do the hat trick here and fire off the medium lasers at the Locust and do some damage.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Oh,
I'd prefer my dice rolled better. What's
Well,
my movement
Yeah,
differential
so
here?
it's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a total of 10 to hit you, so probably gonna miss.
Oh, mine's a 12. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty light fire considering what else you've seen, but yeah, he had a pretty good round. And
I had a +9 to my roll because of my speed, so...
let's see, during the tank's shooting phase, the officer is swearing at and berating the pilot, who's making this thing drive way faster than it ever should be able to go. He should be commended and given a medal if they survive this.
And it's still not fast enough.
Right, yeah. So they don't get any shots off, and we go to the next round.
I didn't shoot.
We didn't shoot. Yeah.
I don't know, shot.
Nuts. I guess I have to let you shoot. Okay, fine.
I mean, you know.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah.
If that's okay with you, that is.
I suppose.
It's trying to kill us.
There's a lot of moving parts I'm keeping track of here. It's a lot of juggling. So I'm gonna drop some balls. So thanks for picking it up for me.
All right. I guess I'll shoot. My shooting is going to be real easy. I'm just going to shoot the 2 medium lasers at the Thunderbolt from medium range. So I've got a -2 penalty, which is offset from my +2 because of jumping and the jump and the movement. So I think it's straight up. And I roll a 9
I've got a 10 against you. I thought for sure you'd hit me with that crap roll, but...
Dang.
Okay.
Over the comms, open comms channel. Stop shooting it! I just got this mech!
Me too!
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. No, we won't.
All right, Finn, you want to go next?
Yes, sure. Let's medium laser first. Surprise, surprise.
You have a movement bonus of +2.
7 + 5 + 2, 14.
I got a 13. That's a hit.
Ah,
Roll location.
that would be 2 damage. 2, 4 is
Right arm.
yes,
the
right
laser arm.
2 damage to the right arm.
The
Yes.
laser
All right.
arm.
See if we can hit it again. Machine guns coming next.
Yeah.
16.
Oh, that definitely hits.
This time it is the left leg for 2 damage.
You're hitting it with bullets and sparks are flying, and yes, you are technically doing damage, but it doesn't seem to do much. Those legs
Yeah.
are pretty heavily armored. Then
Fair enough.
our Marauder pilot, you are long range from the Thunderbolt and the Demolisher.
I am just going to put an AC2 into the Thunderbolt. Sorry, AC5, not AC2. I know what I'm thinking. Probably not hitting a damn thing, though, sadly. I think I managed an 8.
Oof.
Well, I got 8 on the dice, so that's up to 13.
Oh, didn't think so. Okay.
Yep, that's a miss.
Yep.
No one's in melee range, so everyone cools off if they need to, or builds up heat, as the case may be. The Thunderbolt is definitely starting to glow a bit, and the air around it is rippling with the heat waves as they're building up heat. Not as bad as they were before, but as far as maneuvering goes, the Demolisher is going to move up. I'm not going to do the plot point thing again. Moves up 1, so it's still going to be long range of people. Actually, no. I think moving up 1 will put it just within medium range of Ian Ward.
Of Ian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're getting alerts from your tactical system that you're within range of some pretty heavy firepower.
Oh, I'm moving out of its range right now.
And yeah, the Thunderbolt pilot Hammond moves up into point blank range of. I'm gonna have him have to pick one. Yeah, he moves up to actually. That'll put him within short range actually of John Texas Crow. It'll put him within medium range of Finn, and at the far end of long range from
That's
Ian
fine,
Ward.
because Finn's gonna keep him in short in short range.
Okay, so Ian, how are you maneuvering?
I'm maneuvering to keep that damn Demolisher at long. I'm
Stay the same distance from the far edge of long range from the Thunderbolt, or do you want to get closer to it?
if I can, here's my thinking. I'm concerned. I do not want to drag that Demolisher closer to the other two mechs. So I'm more interested in angling it away from them than I am in closing with Hammond.
Okay, so you don't close with Hammond at all, but you do distance yourself from the Demolisher, putting it back into the middle of long range.
Yep.
So from the Demolisher's current position, though, it's that would be at the middle point of long range from the other mechs on your team as well, at different positions. Actually, farther from John Texas Crow, and by the time Finn moves up, they'll be at the far end of it too. So yeah, as long as you don't maneuver too close to this thing, you should be able to keep out of its range.
Yep.
Okay, after the maneuvering, we'll do the shooting. I think I'll go first, since I'm just the one.
Yeah, let me do my maneuvering real quick. Is just to
sorry,
jump. Yeah, and I'm going to stay in short range, but I am going to use my jump jets to get that bonus. So I'll go ahead and roll the
Good call.
roll the malfunction on that, and I'm okay. I rolled a 9.
Okay. Doing good. So yeah, the Thunderbolt is going to fire long-range missiles at the Marauder. And then just the machine guns at the Phoenix Hawk.
Okay.
So make a defense roll, Ian.
Give himself a heat problem this time?
Yeah, he's got some heat, but he's still going to shoot. He's got a 14 against you because of my dice luck here. 2 5s.
Oh, crap. That's not good for me. That's only an...
Oops, sorry,
11.
13. 13 with the range penalty, but it still hits.
Yeah, it still hits.
Yeah, he's got you bracketed with those missiles.
Dynamite with those missiles.
It really is.
And hits you with a total of 4 damage points. The first 2-point cluster goes to your center torso.
Good.
Another 1 point of damage as a missile slams into your cockpit.
Holy crap.
No way.
And another missile slams into the center torso. So 3 damage to the center torso, 1 more to the head.
Oh, wow.
What's your consciousness check this time?
I want to say it's a 5.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a 5.
Yeah, you're
Alright.
feeling hurt. You cough up some blood. Your biomonitor systems are showing signs of distress.
boy.
Your suit is issuing painkillers.
Ugh.
But you're still in the fight, at least until you maybe pass out at the end of the round. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That was a nice missile volley. So yeah, the machine guns
Yeah.
are firing at the Phoenix Hawk. He's holding off on the other heat building array here. Oh, that probably misses. I got a total of 9.
Yeah, that's going to miss. I got a total of 7 plus 6 plus 2.
He's just spraying bullets out wildly. You're
Yeah.
not even sure if he's shooting at you or the Locust. And the Demolisher is not shooting because it can't. Actually, it shoots anyway. It's just too far of range to be effective. The two AC-20s. There's these huge geyser gouts from the impacts on the ground, about halfway between its position and yours.
Yeah, we remember you're here.
Okay. Now now you all get to shoot. So who wants to go first?
All right.
I'll go first,
Cool.
since I'm
All
doing
right.
the same thing every time.
You've got a movement bonus of +3 because of the heat that he's got.
Yes, awesome. So awesome. Okay, so what's...
I love how light mechs have that edge in this game. It's
Ooh, I have a +10 to my roll because of that.
damn.
With everything said and done. All right, medium laser.
Speed matters.
And that's boxcars. I rolled a 22.
Nice.
I'm picturing he's like trying to maneuver away, and this Locust is just right up behind him, just shooting right at the back. So yeah,
All right.
roll for what that hits.
Location is right leg rather.
All right.
2 damage.
Yep. It blasts the right leg. It glows for a bit and drips off some, but doesn't have much of an effect. And the machine guns?
Machine guns. That's a 14.
Yep, that hits. Roll damage.
Awesome. Location is torso. Rolled a 7 for 2 damage to the torso.
Yeah, you carve off almost all of the armor. You shoot off almost all the armor panels off of the rear armor panels. And yeah, this thing's
yes.
actually looking pretty rough.
Nice.
Over the comm. Stop shooting my mech!
Keep it up, people. By the
You just get
numbers, we'll
Finn's-
get through this.
Just gets
I click-
Finn's laughter.
I click my comms on and say, "We'll see whose mech this is."
It'll be mine. Well, it'll be scrap.
All right,
That's
who's shooting
right.
next?
Okay, I'll go. I've got the medium laser and machine gun combo going, and I think I've got a +3 to him because he's down.
He's down
I
to one
jumped.
movement. He's down to 1 movement, so you have a +2.
And then I jumped, so that's the third, right?
Oh, yep, you're right.
Okay. So here we go. Medium lasers. 5 plus 3 plus 5. That's a 13.
I've got a total of 11.
Okay. So that's 4 points in that right arm.
That's going to melt off the rest of the armor and go into the internal structure of that arm.
Okay, let's
I
see
almost
if
had
there's
it
a
melted
crit.
the arm off, but it was the left one that was damaged even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I rolled a 12 on the crit hit chart.
Nice.
Oh no, I don't even know what that means. Is that 2
Oh.
crits? Or does
Oh,
zero
well,
blow off?
in Battletech, that would be 3 crits, but I don't know what it is in Destiny. I bet it's just 1.
You know, we'll just round that off till you carve off the limb.
Yeah.
That works with me.
There you go.
So yeah, the arm with the big laser on it just falls to the ground with a heavy thud.
Nice.
It doesn't even like skid because it's such a heavy chunk of metal.
Just plants just straight in the...
Yeah,
All right, so...
you hit it like right at the joint and just sort of cleanly just carve the arm off.
I'm going to Riley click over and just kind of say to him, said, they always told me I had a disarming personality.
Oh no.
I hate you, Texas.
You deserve an edge for the damage that's causing.
If I could just get him so mad at me, that's my problem. All right, so now machine guns. Roll a 6 plus 5, 11 plus 3 is 14.
And that's gonna hit.
Okay, so that's 2 damage to the right leg.
All right, you're now it's starting to like actually show signs of significant wear now. That it's been hit by machine guns, a laser, and then more machine guns. But it's still got armor left on it.
It's like the A-Team when they used to shoot all the, and it would just spark off the van. You know, that everybody shoot their machine guns, it would just spark off the van.
All right, Ian Warden, what are you doing for shooting?
I am so tired of Hammond and those goddamn LRMs. I am putting the AC5 and both PPCs into him again.
Do it.
All right, here's the PPC.
All right, you have a movement bonus of 1 because of his heat. Unless
Well,
you're overheated.
I'm not overheated. It's probably not going to help. I managed 10 for the PPCs.
He managed an 11 on his roll, so unless someone's gonna throw edge at this, that's gonna miss.
I don't have the edge to throw at it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of edge spent here. I'd be surprised if
Really
anybody has a
has
point left.
Yep. The AC5. Oh, this is the one that I do good on. This is going to be 16.
All right, I also got an 11 on this, so that hits.
All right. 2 points of damage to the 3, which is right arm, I think.
Does
So
not
the-
exist, so that carries
torso.
through to the torso,
To the torso.
which blows
has-
off very little. It has 1 point of armor left on it overall, and so it penetrates. Roll to see if you get a crit.
All right. That one's cocked. So I do with a 10.
Ooh,
All
nice.
right, roll a d6.
6.
Engine shielding is damaged, builds up more heat, and I think you get 2 crits on that roll. So roll another one.
All right.
I might be mistaken, but I don't care. It's ready.
6 again.
Second hit destroys the engine, which destroys the mech.
Yes.
So yeah, we will end this scene with you miss with the PPCs, but the AC is on target, and
I'm dead.
it blows through the hole that John Texas Crow set up by carving the arm out of the way, and just all through the armor, that the torso armor that's been gradually picked off, shot by shot here from well, actually no, it was PPC fire initially, and then back shots from the Locust penetrates even further, and then the whole thing just begins to glow, and then there's this bright light, and John Texas Crow and Finn, you're looking up
toasty.
from your mechs are laying on your backs with minor damage, no actual damage, but superficial damage. And,
Yeah.
Because Ian Warden just got to observe a fracking mushroom cloud. Like a small atomic explosion as just the fusion core just goes out, and Ham and Cheese, I think, has been vaporized.
So Finn, as she's laying there, she's like, "Did we win? I'm not sure if this feels like we're winning."
You guys take your rad pills when we get done with this. I'm just going to say. And then he's opening up. He's immediately opening up the comms to the Demolisher.
The Demolisher is still advancing.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna give them I'm gonna say this, Demolisher pilot. I'm giving you exactly this opportunity. You have no mech support. We have 3 mechs. All are faster than you. All have range.
Yeah, and while he says
Just be powered down.
and while he's saying that, like, I'm piloting my mech right up next to him, and like we're doing I'm hero posing. We're hero posing right now,
Right.
and we're looking bad.
And there's a sort of like glass crater at the edge of where you're standing, and the go ahead and give me a I think intimidation or some other role if you'd rather do it, but intimidation seems most appropriate to me.
I do not have intimidation. I have negotiation.
I have intimidation.
You might want to make the roll then, and just let me highlight what you're doing with the hero pose.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I don't care who rolls. If you want to roll that.
Roll that intimidation.
All right, so that is a +4. So I rolled a 10 on the intimidation.
All right, I got a 6 and a 4 on these 2 dice, so that's a 10. So over comms, you hear, "That's ridiculous! This is the most powerfully armored tank on this entire planet. We will blow you to shreds. We will never." And then you. This is the driver of the Demolisher. We are standing down. Repeat, standing down. Do not open fire. We are standing down.
Yeah.
We surrender.
Wise move. Power down your bottle, boys.
Yep, and you see the tank stops and begins to power down. And yeah, I think that's where we'll close. We'll roll credits on this particular episode. So
Yeah.
Nice.
one
I
big
wasn't
old.
sure we'd get through this battle tonight.
I wasn't sure.
Either. Hopefully the battle inside the base went as well.
Yeah, we'll kind of cut to that a little bit and find out how that went. I think if
Gonna have a
anything,
lot of cleanup to do.
you're gonna have to deal with it a little bit, but they didn't get the chance to overrun it because of the assistance you set in place. So, but yeah, we'll find out the details on that and more as we roll into episode 6 and find out where the rest of this Destiny is taking us.
All right.
We have
This is great.
went a little bit over our normal time because I wanted to have the combat resolved for this session.
Yeah.
I think. All right, we don't need the exciting music anymore. Let's go back to the chill stuff. I think I'll go
Chill
with this
wave.
one. There we go. Yeah, I think that genre probably fits this particular song, which I dubbed Control S because I thought of it as like a save menu sort of music.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we're at the end of episode 5. That was a really great time. I really enjoyed that. That was some fun BattleTech action.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Yep.
Like, some in the audience might not know, this is my first experience with any BattleTech game whatsoever.
Can't tell.
This game right here. This is great. I am wanting to run my own game now, which is really weird.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I was that was some fun. That was some fun mech on mech action right there. That was
Oh,
great
yes,
stuff.
that was
I liked
great.
it.
I loved using the threat of the Demolisher in there because it's a Death Star, right? But it only moves so fast, and it's got a limited range. So if you play it right, it's really more of an environmental hazard than a direct combat threat. But it's such a scary thing to have on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just got that thing with some armor damage. That's it.
Yeah, it doesn't have any system damage to it, so that's quite a bit of salvage, I think.
Does sound like we're gonna need to hose down the interior a little bit, though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That was great though, with that just that little bit right there with them inside the demolisher. That was amazing.
Yep.
That was perfect.
Good call.
All right, so I did get beat up a little bit in this one, but for the record, I came
I'll
through
have
without.
to pat your mech again.
I know, yeah, but I didn't. I don't think I'm covered in vomit at the end of this episode, which is kind of a first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
3 shots. None of them were on the enemy.
Yeah, 3 headshots on the player
Right.
characters. Almost all the armor is stripped away off the Marauder. I figure like that front blast plate is blown off and the glass.
Yeah.
You're like having like wind coming through into your cockpit at this point. But
Finn's got a running tally of all the repairs and what an upgrade she needs to do to the base to get it running, and now I've got to repair these mechs again.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a lot easier to repair the mechs when you're just replacing the armor points, though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The salvage that we're going to have some fun with, and I think we're going to need to maybe talk to Callahan about sending him and some of the boys out with a tender from the base to pull some stuff in.
Yeah, definitely. There's too bad. I don't think there's much of that Thunderbolt left to salvage, but
No, the Thunderbolt's crap. The Wolverine, maybe. The Valkyrie's in pretty good shape.
that's right. The Valkyrie's intact.
Yeah. Commando's torn up, but yeah.
Both the Thunderbolt and the Wolverine are toast. The Thunderbolt was from an engine engine shielding complete destruction, and the Wolverine was from an ammo explosion. So, there's you could track down the arm that had the AC-5 on it, and probably salvage some actuator components from one of the 2 legs, and that's about it.
Fair.
But yeah, the Demolisher, that's some cherry salvage, and the Valkyrie was a surrender, so it's got some damage, but nothing that isn't too difficult to repair. So yeah, you ended up being +1 assault, +1, essentially assault. A big-ass turret, right? Only thing less maneuverable than an urban mech. And then that Valkyrie, which is a pretty nice light mech. It's got some long range fire support and the vulnerability to keep it out of short range death zones if the pilot is smart about that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. I'm like, I need longer range capabilities. Like, I could do at medium range with my laser, and that's at a -2, and that's all I got at medium. Anything longer than short range.
Yep.
I want some long range capability. I am very squishy.
So I'm going to hand out 4 experience
points. If I'd have
points.
got hit once, it would have been really bad.
So 4 XP for everybody.
All
That's
right.
each, by the way, and I'm not allowing you to spend experience points on hardware points because that doesn't seem to fit the narrative I want to go with. It's going to be based on the narrative results. So as far as salvage goes, you basically don't get anything effectively from the Wolverine or the Thunderbolt other than spare parts for the bin. But you do have an intact Demolisher and Valkyrie after making repairs. So.
Yeah, and I definitely want to find. Was it Shin? Is he the Valkyrie pilot that's running around up there?
You told him to run away, so he did run away.
I'm definitely going to go try to track him down, and
I think we'll have to resolve that later because that won't be a given. I think he will try to not be captured.
Okay.
And you did give him the opportunity to run, so
Is he a mercenary pirate? Is he actually devoted to this, or is he somebody that we could just draft to be on our team for a while, or what's going on with him? So that's something we can think about.
He was one of the Mechwarriors that was part of the Medgar's Folly garrison, if it can be called that. But he always just kind of kept to himself and was just the quiet one. He didn't go to town and pester people. He didn't join in with the raucous. What's the word I'm looking for? Carousing and other activities of local pirates. He just sort of minded his own business and followed orders. So either take from that what you will. He might be open to doing something different, or he might be fiercely loyal and just quiet about it.
Okay. Well, that's a loose end to tie up another time.
Yeah, I think so. As is the actual base itself, where there is some ongoing combat. I figure something like a siege is going on inside there at the moment.
Yep.
The attackers haven't pushed their way into the deeper part of the base, but there have been doing just fierce fighting now that the ambush has been given. Just pretty bloody back and forth. They have a good fire position, but their opponents have things like grenades and stuff too. So I think we'll let that resolve through some narrations and find out next time. After that, I think we'll only have a couple sessions left. I'm interested to see how this might resolve. I don't think we would have within the scope of like you taking over this planet, but maybe establishing this as like an actual sort of free zone might be within a potential reasonable goal. And
Finn's goal.
Somehow getting access to an HPG to send out a message to Waco's Rangers.
Not just them.
And
We got business.
Yeah, sorry. It's John Texas Crow who wants to be in the Waco Rangers, and Ian Warden who's still part of... crap, I'm drawing a blank on your faction now. Don't make me look it up.
That one's still to discuss and
okay.
Still to be revealed.
All right, so yeah. Well, it's a good thing I didn't reveal it then. Awesome. So I think with that, it's time to wrap things up. Thanks so much to those of you who joined us live, and to those of you who are watching this like video on demand. Thanks so much for tuning in, and please head over to worldbuilders.org to consider making a donation there. We're trying to raise awareness for that charity as we do this stream. With that, do any of you want to take a moment to plug anything or promote anything that you're doing before we sign off for the night?
Sure. As always, my personal Twitter, @thatnerdywriter. I talk about a lot of nerdy shit, mostly my writing and also my streams that I'm on, like this one here. Monday nights, you can also find me over on twitch.tv/masterofrem, R-E-M, for a Dresden Files campaign game. Not using Fate, a totally new system called Cortex Prime. Having a lot of fun with that. I'm playing a mundane cashier, basically. She works in a bookstore, which she just found out is a repository, and was just handed the keys because the owner decided to go on vacation. You got this, and it's going to be fun.
What could go wrong?
No.
She's still in the denial stage. So, a lot.
So, Michael saying, thank you guys for all the fun. It was really good, and he enjoyed it a lot. Thanks, Michael. We had fun, too.
Thank you.
And we loved having you here with us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for being here.
All right, Trav, how about you?
Ava mentioned Cortex Prime. That's actually the next system I'm planning to discuss on How Else Do We Roll. It is a utility system or a toolkit system. You can build the game you want the way you want it, and it is a very engaging dice mechanic. It is very good for telling stories. Takes a little getting used to, but once you do, it's going to feel natural. I promise you. But we're going to go into more detail when I get that video up.
And where do I find that video, Trav?
YouTube.
Okay.
The series, How Else Do We Roll?
How Else Do We Roll?
Mm-hmm. My last video was on Lancer. If you're interested in stompy robots, it's another stompy robot game. This one much more cleaving to the anime style than the classic Mechwarrior variety.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got to get a game of that in someday. I've loving what I've read about that game, or read of that game.
It's everybody. It seems like everybody that checks it out really says you got to play this.
Yeah.
So
it's crunchier than the Q system, but not so much that it's going to overwhelm.
Yeah, it's rules light, but also very crunchy. And I dig that combination.
That's a fun combination.
Yeah.
As for me, let's see, I do the Arcology podcast, so if you're interested in Shadowrun stuff, check that out, arcologypodcast.com, or just search for Shadowrun podcasts on your podcatcher. We'll be one of the ones that shows up. But also here on the Shadowcasters Network, every Sunday, well, except for this Sunday because of the holiday, but every other Sunday, we do a live talk show where we discuss a wide variety of gaming topics. A lot of it's news related, some of it's game design or gaming culture. We cover a variety of topics that we later on we chop up into small YouTube videos that we release over the week. But it is so much fun to be there live and just be there when the dice rolls fall for the stupid game, which is really the highlight of the whole thing. You'll have to watch to find out. But yeah, check that out Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern, except for this upcoming Sunday. But if you're watching it in the future, past the end of December, then it'll be accurate, more or less. So
You won't even notice the break.
right. Yeah, so with that, we're done for today. We'll be back a week from now, same time, same place. Thank you so much for joining us. I am going to end the stream now.
All right. Thanks a bunch.